Today, we are diving into a really powerful and honestly, a pretty challenging idea. We're going to take apart our cultural understanding of love and rebuild it from a totally different blueprint. So let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with a big, kind of provocative question. What if everything we've been taught to believe about love isn't just a little bit off, but actually fundamentally wrong? What if our best intentions are, well, causing harm? For so many of us, love is defined by what we don't do. We're told, don't judge, stay quiet. Even when you see someone you care about heading for a cliff, just let people be. It's this very passive, hands-off kind of acceptance. But here's the tough part. What if that whole approach, that quiet, hands-off version of love, isn't helping at all? What if, in our effort to be kind and accepting, we're actually just enabling people to stay lost in the very things that are destroying them? And this slide really breaks down the two competing models. On one side, you've got what we can call cultural love. It's like a warm blanket. Its main job is to protect our immediate feelings. But on the other side, you have biblical love, which is more like a shield. Its focus is on protecting a person's eternal future. One is all about temporary comfort, the other is about ultimate salvation.
So this is the real kicker? We've gotten into this habit of comforting people when maybe what they really need is correction. We soothe when we should be speaking the truth. And the craziest part? We call this comfortable silence love, when it might just be the least loving thing we could possibly do.
Okay, so if our blueprint is broken, where do we find the real one? Well, the argument here is that we have to look beyond our own feelings, beyond our opinions, and instead look straight at the character of God.
You see, the Bible makes this incredible claim. Not that God has love or that he's loving, but that God is love. His very nature, his essence, is the definition of love itself. So if we want to know what love is supposed to look like, that's where we have to start.
And this changes everything. It means love isn't just some fuzzy emotion we feel. It's actually a reflection of God's behavior. It's not passive, it's not neutral, it's always intentional. It's active. It's always doing something with a purpose. And here are the components of that behavior. God's love is shown here as this blend of both kindness and justice. And get this, they're not in conflict. They actually work together for one single goal, to bring people into righteousness, which is just a way of saying into a right relationship with Him. All right, now this is where things can get a little tricky for people. There's a super common Christian phrase that has been deeply misunderstood. And honestly, this misunderstanding has led to that passive, silent version of love that we see everywhere. I'm sure you've heard this verse from 1 Peter, right? Love covers a multitude of sins. And on the surface, it really sounds like it means we should just overlook wrongdoing, cover it up, pretend it's not there, just be nice. But look at these two totally different interpretations. The common one is to just ignore sin, sweep it under the rug. But the biblical meaning, as it's argued here, is the complete opposite. It means to remove sin by helping someone turn away from it. Two totally different actions. So let's just test that theory for a second. If love really meant just hiding sin, why didn't God do that right at the very beginning with Adam? I mean, instead of quietly covering it all up, He came looking for them. He confronted the issue head on. The question is, why? And why did He act? Why did He provide a way forward, even if it came with consequences? Because, as we're seeing, real love isn't passive. It's active. And this brings us right to the core idea of this entire explainer. Real love doesn't hide sin, it rescues people from it. It's not a blanket you throw over a problem. It's the rescue team that runs into the burning building. So let's look at a really powerful example of this rescue love in action, this interaction between Jesus and his disciple Peter. It shows this principle perfectly. So Jesus announces he's going to the cross. And Peter, out of what he thinks is love, tries to stop him. His love is based on human feelings. He just wants to keep his friend safe. But Jesus, he was operating from a totally different standard, a love based on righteousness, on fulfilling God's ultimate purpose. And Jesus' response is shocking. Get behind me, Satan. Whoa. He wasn't calling Peter evil. He was identifying the spirit behind Peter's well-intentioned but totally misguided words. The point is, anything that opposes God's righteous purpose, even if it feels loving to us, is not true love. So this gives us a really powerful question to ask in our own lives. When we're trying to love someone, the ultimate test is this. Is what I'm about to do or say going to move this person closer to God, or is it actually just enabling them to move further away? This means that real biblical love, it isn't always going to be soft and comfortable. In fact, a lot of the time, it's the exact opposite. Real love sometimes confronts, it sometimes corrects, and it often challenges. It's actually really strong and courageous. And why does it do these hard things? Because it sees what's truly at stake. This isn't about winning an argument or just being right. It's about eternity. It understands that a person's eternal destiny is literally on the line. So the next time you say you love someone, you have to ask yourself this gut check question. Am I just helping them stay the same in their brokenness, or am I actively helping them get right with God? Am I fighting for their comfort, or am I fighting for their life? Because in the end, that's really the choice we're making, isn't it? The path of silent acceptance and protecting feelings, yeah, it leads to temporary comfort. But that other path, the path of active, truthful, and sometimes really difficult love, that's the one that leads to true, everlasting life.